Are we here? I don't even know if I'm streaming. Straight up, YouTube YouTube kind of short circuited. I think it doesn't know where I'm at, but it's saying I'm live. But yeah, what the heck? I don't think it knows what it's doing. Oh well, okay. I mean, I see myself. Let me pull it up on my phone. I'm sorry for the confusion. Welcome back to Piss Pirates. I guess that's just how long it's been. It's been a week. It's been a whole week, and yeah. Okay, it's but I can't access the chat. Literally, like YouTube just says something went wrong. So no chat for me. The auto stream current bitrate is lower than recommended bitrate. What the heck? What do you want me to do? Open the widget? What do you want me to do about it? Is it still gonna go? Oh, for goodness sake. Alright, well, it's gone. Now it says excellent condition. Great. Okay. We're just gonna pretend that it's good. I'm just gonna keep it on my phone just to see that it's like still live and everything. Yeah, I'm just gonna have it up like here, and yeah, I can actually no chat. Behold Marcy, I have it up on my phone. That's how I can see chat is like having it the stream playing on my phone, and I'll be able to see the chat as it goes. Very cool, I guess. All right, we're just gonna go for it. This is the panels that they cut for the past episode. This was the first episode they did 4 chapters in a single episode. They have never done that before, and here they are. So we're gonna and again, it really wasn't that much that they like. Stuff is like, well, I don't really miss that. Again, it's a lot of kind of rhetorical information, I guess. Like this moment is here, but it's like, I'm leaving dear sweet Hiroshi in your hands. Like, yeah, we know that. We know that Sanji cares about it. We don't necessarily need that verification, I guess. There wasn't anything super noteworthy to me in at least this chapter, and I don't think the whole episode. That was like, oh, they cut that? Ooh, like, I really can't think of one. It is just a lot more, like, reactions from fishmen of what's going on and terror about the thing. Not too much, at least this chapter. 29 bubbles, 16 panels, no pages. The amount of effort you put into this is ridiculous. And you know what's so funny, Marcy, is that like, I wish I could put more in. I wish I am up to date on syncing the visuals to the episodes, and I'm not even close to that. I have another thing that I'm working on, different project, and then obviously my job and everything. So I wish I could put more in. I rarely catch these streams, so it's incredible having a repertoire of this for his info. Yeah, thank you. And there's hopefully going to be like a video at the end summarizing all this, and I do have the script started on that. This green circle just means that this is in the chapter for what it's worth, but the panel is not necessarily. Not too much else. This entire page got cut though. But again, it's like, hey, we can do our princess risking her life, and it's not her fault being singled out. It's alright. Like, it's just summarization and reaction to what's already going on. In terrible danger, like, no shit. Some reactions to the stuff happening. It's a lot of what we come to expect from the cuts of this edited version. You look at it and you're like, oh, I could read into little things that like, oh, I wish that was in there. It's important that Luffy reacts because of this, that, the other thing. But like, is it that important? Like, this is him like reacting to Hody attacking the townspeople from trying to stop Noah, and obviously it's just these bubbles that are cut, like the lines, but the moment is there. And then he's like, how dare he? I'm like, does he need that? He's already promising to kick Hody's ass, you know? Anyway. Then 639, 3 whole pages. That might be the most pages of a single. So this one was 2. This one's 1, 2. Oh no. Yep. It's close to 3 over here, but it was 2 full and then like most of a third one. 2. I didn't even put the number of pages on here. I don't think there. No, because there wasn't any. Just a lot of boxes. 2 pages up there. 2 pages. Yeah, I think that's the first time they've done 3 entire pages. And a lot of it was just this like reaffirmation of who what the matchups are. Like, oh, it's Sanji and Jinbei versus Umibozu, Wadatsumi or whatever. Yeah, and like there's stuff that like that could be cool and fun or whatever, but it's not that interesting. Like especially like these goons and everything, especially the way that Oda kind of solves it with like multiple like 2-page spreads of everyone finishing it off pretty much at the same time. Like that was what was cool about it. But yeah, this entire page is just kind of reiterating what happened. They're like, oh, he left me behind, and like, all right. A lot of Wadatsumi gets cut, and he's not, because I get it, and he's not very an interesting character, to be honest. Just like for posterity's sake of all the things that were cut, in case there's something that sticks out to you. I mean, yeah, Zoro protects Robin, and like that's a good moment. It's like, you know, they get all the important stuff, but all the build-up is not there, and that's fine because it's not really the most important thing. It's not missed, is what I should say. And then a lot of stuff gets cut from 640, and again, pretty much all of it is the Straw Hats and the generals and everything. A lot of the preliminary stuff, but again, it's just it's not like these moments are cut. It's a lot of the dialogue, like the 32 speech bubbles. Some of it is entire panels. Again, like they cut all of these like really codifying these matchups of like who's fighting who type of deal. Frankie versus Ikaros, etc. But like, it's not that. It's not that necessary, really. You can kind of, like, yeah. It's a lot to keep track, and he kind of does it all at once. It's a little bloated in that way. So I really do think streamlining this last act as fast as they are with, like, 4 chapters apiece honestly helps the arc. It really, really does. In my opinion. Yeah, like, if there's no X in the box, that just means... all of these panels were cut. So like this, Usopp flashing back to like, yeah, us beating this guy is just like how we learned to deal with them in Alabasta, and like kind of reiterate like some connected tissues like that is nice, but it's just a reference. It's just like, hey, did you notice that? It's not like really that meaningful in my perspective. Yeah, it's really not. It's not a ton that like. Is like, oh man, I wish that was there. To be honest. Oop. But again, I know it's blasphemy for One Piece fans, right? And it's not to say this is all bad dialogue. It's just a lot of it's redundant. It's great in the moment that the chapter came out, when that's the chapter for the week, or maybe for the next 2 weeks. So, you know, Oda really wants to make it feel full. And the same thing with the anime. They want each episode to feel really full. But when it's in hindsight, and you're going over it in a more tighter package, yeah, all this can go away very easily, and you don't really lose too much. With that being said, pissing. This is the moment that the episode is presumably going to be ending at. It is the end of chapter 644. Right here, last page, Red Hawk, and then it goes to 645. That is 4 chapters that they have to go through. And I mean that, yeah, we know that this moment's happening in the edited version in log, because it is the name of the episode, and it's the last thing they show in the next episode preview, very deliberately. So they're getting to this moment. Maybe they'll get a little farther. I don't think so. Maybe like a little bit to like, get the hit or something. But this is a good moment to end the episode on, in my opinion. So that covers episodes 562 to 565. 3.5 episodes. In the anime, the Red Hawk moment, the impact, happens at the halfway point of the episode. And in the other half of the episode, this was the A part. Red Hawk, he hits him. And then B part is reiterating that moment. And it's starting into 6:45, which is him getting blasted back. And he's like, holy shit. And yeah. More stuff. And this particular episode ends on about here. Where they're, Hody just took a bunch of drugs. And the thing is, though, this part of the anime does hop around a good deal. Just for, for the sake of, what's a good point to end the episode on. But we can fill 20 minutes with. But, 6:45, as you can see here, they get to the ship. And he already hits him with elephant gatling. He's already done, the shark arrows. So all of this, I believe, is just other bits. Yeah, look at that. It's all pretty much not from Luffy's perspective too much. So this is probably covering... this is probably going to be covered in this latest episode. So I should come over here this one here. I wanted to go over this breakdown. This is Red Hawk 2. Yeah, that's right, Hayden. I wanted to go over the breakdown of the three different there's three different things that are taking place in this last act, and this is what kind of helped me determine how much per trying to predict the amount each episode would adapt. So I'm trying to go based on really important moments in the whole thing, and a lot of it is obviously dictated by Luffy and Shirahoshi and Hody's side of things. So that's right here. After Noah drops, you have 18 pages dedicated to them. That's pretty much the entire chapter. And then 642, first 8 pages take place kind of what I called elsewhere. It's not with the Straw Hats, and it's not with Luffy. It's with King Neptune, with some of his guards, with the Fishman Island people, auxiliary stuff. And this was stuff that I was like, this is what could probably be pared down the most. But we'll see. So this first is a giant chunk of, it's pretty much the entire chapter of with Luffy and Hody and all them. So 641. You can see here they're fighting. And this is the moment when Fukabushi is talking with, he gets close to Hody and he asks, "What are you?" And it's this dramatic oh, what did he say? Oh no! Oh! Right? And yeah, so the thing's still falling, and then they have the strategy that I guess they called earlier about hey, we can put the Noah in an air bubble, and that will maybe slow its descent and also give you the advantage to so you can actually fight and not just in a tiny bubble or whatever. It would probably slow down the thing. But then the chapter ends on this cliffhanger, but it's not going to. It might be a cliffhanger. It's a good excuse to cut to elsewhere. So 642, these first 8 pages, there's a scene with Kami and Tom, and then elsewhere it's gonna crash, evacuate the island. Oh, oh no. All right, and then they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About that is a bunch of the guards and Neptune and other people don't give a shit, as much of a shit. Then 9 pages of 640. The rest of the chapter is dedicated to Straw Hats versus Fishman Island Pirates. So all of this. Yep. Now we're back to 643. The first 10 pages are Straw Hats versus Fishman Island Pirates. So about here. And then it cuts back to the people, everyone else for the last 5 pages or so. Yeah, and then it cuts to it's Fukabushi on the mic, and he's like, I'm describing what Hody is, and this is the reveal of this. Like after a whole chapter goes by, the pair, he's like, what are you? Nothing. Like, what did they do to? Yeah, what did the humans do to you? Nothing. Which is such rage-inducing. Like, are you kidding me? Like, there's no character motivation, you know. But that's the thing about it. And that's what's interesting. It's very interesting. And then it cliffhangers on that with that chapter. And yeah, 644. Again, the first 9 pages are elsewhere. It's really just a Hody flashback of just like, what is his environment like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ish. And then it goes back to 644 of the last 9 pages. Again, it's Fukabushi's speech of like, we fucked up. This is what our mom was worried about. Oh no. And then Luffy's like, hey, Nakamada, no, and I'll kill him with Red Hawk. Woohoo! And that's this episode. That's what we're doing. I think it was important just to summarize, when we scrub through this episode, it might be a different order. It might be a little different, but if Log is anything to go by, they've been a little more faithful in the reconstruction and putting the order of events in a certain way, with some exceptions, but I can't really think of much right now. So let's go into timeline. Here we are. So another just 12 seconds of the title, etc. And Noah's dropping. Whoa, oh no. And One Piece pretty much keeps all that. They cut 8 seconds. Okay. Just a little more dialogue. But I guess this is more establishing filler stuff. I don't know. I haven't really scrutinized their cuts too much, to be honest. I don't care. They can do whatever. And this is a 22-second cut here of just more. This is like the same thing. Like they're just talking more. This is just flashback. Look at this. Oh, remember when the Noah started to fall? I don't know, maybe a couple episodes ago, and not even maybe 5 minutes in time of the show. All right, that's just fucking flashback. Okay, they'll definitely be cutting that. Oh no, it's falling. I was like, oh, you remember the thing we did? Ah, it's Mudada. Oh no, stop the thing. Oh no. Blah, blah, blah. This is 7 seconds, which he's talking, and I don't know. I guess that's anime original. Luffy's trying to fight him. They cut another 7 seconds, where Luffy blasted him back, and he's like, "Ow, man, that should have worked even though, but it's the seawater." Ah, and this is just like drama, a little more like. You could just cut to that. I get it. Okay, now this is a giant. Let's see what they cut here. 1 minute 27 seconds. 87 seconds. He does another snake arm. Fighting him. Ah, and Mudadakoko. Aha. Oh no. And then he's talking a bit. He's fighting him a bit. Cute. She caught him. Yeah, he's like, Shiroshi, can you take care of Luffy? While I try to kick Cody's ass? Another 24 seconds of like, Nani no dekiru. Oh, your brothers are hurt. Oh, it's going to die. Villain shit. 5 seconds. A little small cut here. Just, yeah, I'll kill you. I just kind of flesh out the Fukabushi Hody fight a little bit. Noah falls for 15 seconds. And then the rest of this is just their reaction to him getting BTFO'd. He's like, ooh. And he's still fighting. You go, oh yeah, so this is the moment where he's like, oh no! And then 6 seconds of just more dramatic. Look at that, it's just, and that's probably just the music and everything. But that's fair. And he's still reacting to it. He's like, oh, ah, oh no. Love the drama. Love it, love it. 42 seconds of, yep, and then he falls. Oh no. And then she's, you know, he's like, don't do. Alright. That's happening. Another 10 seconds. Just more like, oh, we're talking. Another 14 seconds. And this is just, they just hate this effect for some reason. Almost pretty much every single time without fail, they've been using this red ghosting thing. One Piece hates it and they cut it. I guess the specific thing is not in the manga. I guess. But you know, this is here. Actually, they didn't cut this, so I don't know why they didn't cut. I don't know why they did this. Again, it's more just build up of like, oh no. All right. Yeah. Yep, and that's the whole episode. They don't cut away to any. That's pretty much what they do, one for one. With chapter 641. Now, for episode 563. This is probably going to be similar, with being more like chapter to episode without much like overlap. This is 53 seconds. It's more like, yeah, and this is elsewhere with plus a little more, I guess, more fighting with Atsumi, which it's just doing chip damage or anything. It's not particular progress. All of this is kept up to this 23 second bit, which, yeah, it's just some fishmen and humans like, oh, why aren't you guys fighting? Oh no. Yeah, that sort of thing. Look at this, it's so easy. Like, this is from the manga, so One Piece can just keep this, but they just do it twice, like the reveal like this. They just do it twice. I don't know why. I know why. Who am I kidding? 9 seconds. Let me keep this a little bit with Robin, but other than that, it's just 3 seconds. But really not a ton of cutting from One Piece's side of things. 10 seconds. So it will be interesting to see, because there's some things where it's like, oh, that should be easy with how much the anime adds to pad out the chapter. Sometimes it's fairly easy to detect that. Other times, it's uncertain because they pack it really. One Piece is like keeping all of it, so it's like, oh, what are they going to cut? 6 seconds of just extra bit. Really, no major anime original extra scene or anything like that. 10 seconds. At least not one that One Piece was able to easily cut without the M&E, without like the music and effects. There are 23 seconds here. More just drama of Noah potentially falling on it, with people reacting to it. Another 25 seconds of the same thing, which is really no different than like when people complain about Birdcage in Dressrosa, but I guess it's worse. I guess it's so notably bad, but like this is what the original anime does. And I'm not saying it's poor. I'm not saying this is a bad choice. What it is the challenge is they have 20 minutes they will effectively have, how long is the material here? 16 minutes 45 seconds. They were able to pad a lot of like able to chew out a lot of it through recap, and then you have the OP and the FMI catch and all that. So they have 16 minutes 45 seconds to do this chapter and land on this moment at the end, pretty much. Where he's like, he's nothing himself. Yeah, right. That's the moment they need to land. So it's like, what do they have to work with? They don't, and also they have enough chapters at this point that they know that, like, oh, we can't add this side thing because that will contradict what happens later or something. So there's not too much wiggle room to work with here. Another 11 seconds, just, I guess talking. Apparently there's some, or maybe not. A little bit in 6 seconds. Just the, Straw Hats being like, wow, that's great. we were kicking ass. 14 seconds. Everyone's reaction to literally all of them. Literally everybody's reaction. Cycles through everybody. Yeah, like even the fishermen and everything. Hey, listen. And they even go through all the generals. The same thing. And he's like, I know what is. I did the thing. He's told me. Like, what? What's happening? Right. And they already know what it is. Yeah, he's just like, nothing. Oh no! He's like, hey, he's nothing. Oh no! All right. So again, a pretty straightforward. It's just the last episode is interesting because it's only half an episode, but there's 4 chapters. So we'll have to see what they do here. Starting with 9 seconds. Just with the title card. They do be evacuated. They do be panicking. I think they did the Caney scene already. So yeah. But here we're at where is it? Actually. Oh, actually, what they did, yeah, they did change some things. Sorry, I'm not too intimate with this material here. So they ended this on the next episode with him. It's like, oh, he's nothing himself. So they have, they basically kind of did these last few pages. And then they get to this part of like, Hody is entirely empty. There's no substance within him. And so then they're all panicking here. So they haven't gone, they have more Straw Hat stuff that they can do. Because I don't think they did the you're not even worth killing time bit. I don't think so. Yeah, because this is all like the people and everything. This is a bit of, Robin kicking some ass. But yeah, you don't even have the Zorro bit, you aren't even worth killing time. I may have bundled the other people, like the other people scenes together. That might have been it. And then this episode is just, we'll see. This is another 25 seconds of just drawing out the, like, oh, we're trying to aim the bubble at Noah, we're trying to hit it, oh my gosh, we only got 1 shot. Oh, and then he goes into his childhood here. Okay. So we're already in 644 without even having gotten to some of the material yet within the 4 chapters. This is 13 seconds, that one pace cut. Just Hody. Little bits, they could keep this, but they don't let it last the whole time. Six seconds over here. Just, more like, atmosphere and stuff. And this entire chunk is cut at 16 seconds. It's just him chilling and talking and stuff, all of them as kids. $10 seconds. I guess this guy is not in the manga, so they don't include him. Yeah, and Arlong validates them, gives them a wicked ideology. 31 seconds here are cut. Just a little extra bit of like, you know, Arlong, ooh, the influence. That's a cool shot. One Pace cuts this. I'm really interested to see if Log keeps this. That's kind of nice. Yep. I'm gonna keep all this ish. Here comes evil. 2 seconds with like nothing. Okay, great. 3 seconds, a little extra bit. I don't know why. Anything to abbreviate just a little bit. Little crumbs. 11 seconds. It's just them going up to the island itself. This is still all flashback. A little extra bit of this is happening. This is the scene. This is in the manga, but then they just kind of keep the scene going a little bit. He said a little thing, but it took him 20 seconds to say it, I guess. And then he talking some more. He's like, "Oh my God, we fucked up." And then a whole 24 seconds probably of people reacting to it. I don't know what he says here that I guess One Pace cut. It feels like it's still part of his speech, interestingly. But I guess it's probably extra. Yep, so he's still panicking. He's still, oh my God, we fucked up so bad. And there's this little bit here. Okay. Nothing too bad. I guess it's just, you know, dramatic. And Luffy's responding. Hey, Noah, they got Noah. Tide's turning. He's like, we're Nakamadaro. Yeah, oh my God. It's better in Wano, I'm sorry. Yep, and he's still go. They're all reacting to it. It's all there. A lot they can really condense this. I think they can keep pretty much the whole speech, but then everyone's reactions they can cut, I think. So at this point, like within the next page, he's supposed to use Red Hawk. But they're still chasing him. Oh, yeah, she's put him in there, and it looks like he's going to do Red Hawk right here. But they cut back to Ikaros versus Frankie, which, let's see when that happens. Yeah, here it is, right here. I'll take off the timeline for now. So you got Ikaros and Frankie, and he's spitting, and yeah, he punches a ink clone, I guess. Over here. There you go. No, not fire. And then, yep, this is just panel for panel. And he's like, oh, Chopper's in this cool form now. Yeah, he's like, I'm doing great. He's like, oh, that's great. And he gets the cool, and he slices his swords up. And he's like, you ain't even worth killing time. Yeah. And then, he looks like Luffy's about to do Red Hawk right here. And I don't know what he says here. Let's see. So they did rearrange some bits. I guess he says this will be over in a snap. Like right here. I can't do it because it's a spread, but like right in here, there'd be over in a snap. Let's see what he says. Oh God, it's so loud. I won't let anyone get hurt. Oh, right here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Key Tanaka. Didn't you hear me? Fishman Island. Okay. So I guess One Piece kept that. Did they do a next episode? They did the next episode preview right there, interestingly. They're keeping pretty much with the order of the episodes. Didn't fuck with it too much. I guess that's fair. Okay, yeah, and then Red Hawk happens all the way over here. And then finally does it. Yeah. So then this whole chunk is just also more rapidly going through the progress with the fights. I guess it happens in 62. Yeah, so there's a bit of Brook fight and Usopp fight. And some more of the people fighting and stuff. So let's see what they do. They have 8 seconds here. Just the title card. More just, you know, establishment. So we got Brook and Zio. It's like the only one of their guys that I know the name of. He's fighting him, fighting him, he's fighting him. Just a little extra bit. It's just 11 seconds. It's just him talking, and then like their reaction to the fight, I guess. Who cares? Yep, they're still fighting. Yeah, it's more just like, oh my gosh, he knocked his head off, and like the moment he does that, there's recap, dude. Like, oh, you gotta be kidding me! Look at this. Right now. This literally happened a couple episodes ago. So did that. What are you doing? That's all recap. Sorry, I didn't even realize I didn't have the fucking timeline on again. Lol Lamau. Okay, right here. Yeah, like he's just celebrating that he knocked his block off, even though he obviously is still alive. And he's like, you know, like, yeah, that's the only beat. That's the only real story beat. They really milk it. 8 seconds of just little bits of, hey, you're so cool. Oh, that's great. Oh, my head's back. Oh my god, where did he go? And now we're back to, and then we're doing Usopp's part. Fighting the guy. Fighting the mole man. 8 seconds. A little extra dramatic hee hee. You're like, alright, cool. And now, a minute 11 seconds to try to get to the fucking halfway point of this episode. Yep, it's just, we're back. And, ooh. Let's see if he does that. So, yeah, this is original, of course, so they have One Piece cut it. Makes sense. Boom. He does a bazooka. Does he do multiple bazookas? He says it does jet bazooka. Oh, obviously it's a triple take. Okay. Yep. So he's trying to use that first. He's like, you can't stop, no, ha. And he's like, fine, I'll use this. And he goes again. Like, there's no real reason for him. Yeah, that's fine. So what they're trying to do there is get to the halfway point of the episode. So they make this the kind of the cool moment. Obviously a little bit of like, hey, by the way, this is Ace. This is for Ace. You get it? It's a fire attack. That's why Luffy did it. Oh, did you get it? Oh, did you get it? 9 seconds of that. And boom diada. But even One Piece kept a little bit of bringing Ace back as well. And I did see people were like, oh, hold on. Oh, it doesn't look like orange juice anymore. That's fun. Yeah. Okay. And it should end about there. But we'll see. Should be. Now, Have you got the episode? 9:40? Not quite yet. Oh man, first time I've obviously yeah, of course that was too early. Of course. Well, shoot. Oh, there's many people in chat or anything. At least there's folks watching. Appreciate it. But yeah, I believe that, yeah, so we can go over that when it gets to it, but I do think the next episode after this one is going to do another 4 chapters. I guess I could kind of predict what they might cut. Again, I just think a lot of it is reactions and stuff. I think that they've just been really good at understanding what the major story beats are, what's needed and valuable. Yeah, I don't really see them cutting a whole bunch. Maybe decongesting a bit of the Hody flashback, because it is like 9 pages. They could kind of, because there might be some redundant information there, because we've seen Hody as a kid a few times already in the course of this arc. So it could be that as well. It would be interesting to see if they keep the dramatic thing where, like, you know, this is very clearly to kind of stretch out things in the manga as well, where, like, you know, Hody says this, like, what do you, nothing, but, like, you don't know what he said until a little bit later. That's potentially a way to speed things up. But they might, I don't know. What would the halfway point of this episode be, I wonder? I think it's going to be, I think it would have to do with that nothing thing. Because technically the halfway point of these 4 chapters is this, like, you ain't even worth killing time. But I think what they should do is probably condense all of the Straw Hat fighting into one seamless bit, which happens here. The 4 bits are, it's basically 4 bits. Yeah, it's there's a little bit of Wadatsumi. It's 5. Wadatsumi, Jinbei, Robin, Frankie, Chopper, Zoro, Brooke, Usopp. Just like that string of people, I guess. But it could be something like, I finally know his true nature. But that's 1 chapter. It's just this. That's tough. Maybe they do, what if they did all this Straw Hat stuff, like all of this sort of thing, them fighting, and then cut to Hody and the rest with the thing falling. I don't know. And then do all this bit, and halfway point we'll do I know his true nature, and then it's like Minasan, you know, you kind of cut a lot of the I don't know what's going, like, all this stuff or whatever. I'm an episode or 2 behind on the log, but I honestly have a blast rewatching this stuff. I forgot how funny Fishman is, and even though I find it pacing a little fast sometimes with One Piece. Yeah. I'm loving it, and I enjoyed Fishman on the first watch. I was really impressed by the flashback. I think it's the best part. It's one of the best flashbacks, which is a tall order. It's kind of the best parts of One Piece, I think. And I love the environment and everything like that. And it was obviously really, like, cathartic getting the Straw Hats again after a long stretch without them. But yeah, you do find the pacing a little fast. I totally get that. But yeah, when you're saying it's One Piece, it's like, yeah, the material is still there, the manga's still there, and it has been adapted before. People have to realize that, like, if they're disappointed in something not getting adapted, it's not like it'll never get animated. That's the lamentation when people are like, oh, it's too fast, and oh, it's glossing over these beats. That's under the presumption that it's never going to do that. Like, this is the only animation, the only adaptation we'll ever get, which is like 95, 98, dare I say 99% of all manga adaptations. It's one anime. Like, the amount of remakes that you potentially you're getting more of them these days. But even then, those adaptations are actually the ones doing a little more faster stuff. So it's not even like, you know. So, but yeah, like the stuff already, the scenes, the certain scenes. Again, really, the only scene that I'm disappointed is not in the edited version is the discussion with Luffy and Jinbei about being a hero, and he's like, I want you to be the hero of Fishman Island. He's like, I do not want to do that. But it's a gag. Like, it literally does kind of fill up page space in the context of the chapter. It's page filler, you know. And again, filler has been so villainized in this community, it equals bad. It just means bad. No, but like, the challenge of filling a page out is a tangible challenge that that every mangaka has to do. And you want to make sure you're getting all the details and everything right. So he packs it with a lot of detail. But sometimes that's just like, I have to get from this point to this point. The original source material and the original is still there. Yeah, exactly. Whereas like One Piece, it's neither world. It's like best of the worst of both worlds. You're getting, you're missing out on any anime original stuff. I don't know why you would watch it, to be honest. It looks faster, but like, you look at this, the top of being one pace and everything. They don't really cut very much. I will probably like, compare the lengths and everything like that. But you do have to just like take into account the amount of times the amount of recap that they're cutting, the amount of, because they don't include any recap, and all the other, like, the eye catches and stuff like that. I think I've done this math already, but it's listed as 24. No, I didn't even do this amount in terms of like how much they actually cut, how many episodes worth, but like of how much of it is like basic. Okay, so Fishman Island One Piece is listed as 24 episodes, but those 24 episodes are completely different episode lengths. There's an episode that's 45 minutes, there's one that's 36 minutes, there's one that's 24 minutes. It is all over the place. So it's not 24 episodes. If you just break it down into actual episode lengths, it's the length of 36 episodes. And then from there, you're like, okay, how much of that 36 episodes, that 58 minus 36, 12 episodes? 12 episodes worth times 24 minutes? How many of those minutes were recap? And, the OP that they were able to skimp on a bit, because they only need to do one OP per episode, or all the eye catches that they cut and things like that. Because that time adds up. It's like 30 seconds of eye catch, or 20 seconds or something. So like, you have to take that into consideration. And you can literally just see it by these timelines. They shave off 2 seconds here, 5 seconds here, a whole minute, but that whole minute might be like a cool fight or something. In this particular one that I'm highlighting, it's not very cool. It literally is just kind of stalling for time. But you can understand why the original anime is doing that, but you can't understand it if you're just looking at it in isolation. The reason they're doing it is because storytelling-wise, series composition-wise, they want to get to Red Hawk at the eye catch here, so that when the audience comes back, they come back to a cool, exciting moment. That's a strategy. That's series composition. Those are creative choices that they're making, and that's what you have to dictate pace by, like, objectively. But like, people talk about pace, and it's such a subjective fuzzy feeling that like, oh, it feels fast. Oh, it feels a little too fast. It feels too slow. This is too slow. You don't really, you're not engaged, like, okay, what part, right? And is that scene like indicative of what it's like in the manga, or was it like slow because of this and that or whatever? It's too amorphous and opaque, and not very useful in that way. But if you want to talk about pace, you want to talk about series composition, where it's like, okay, if you were in their position, you have this chapter to adapt. You want to start it at this point in the story and end it at this point in the story. Okay, and you've managed to, how much recap can you fit in? Okay, now you got 18 minutes for this episode. You're able to do 18 minutes. What point, how do you want to do this? Right? And then the challenge, there is still the challenge of like filling it with valuable stuff, if it's entertaining or not. I don't think this was a very, it was okay. It's not the worst thing to do, besides, at least they're not fucking standing still for a minute or whatever. It's something. But it's clearly kind of redundant, because he literally just attacks him again. Like, why do it twice? But so there's good and bad ways to do this. But filler is the kind of the way of putting it. But filler just makes it it just sounds like a bad thing. Honestly, don't mind the filler anyways, because it's more time with these characters, and I love it. Yeah, that's my perspective on it, and I'm trying to formulate an argument that's like less subjective. Like trying to be like, look, this is a production with like people working on it. And like, okay, if we're gonna do this, how do we do it? Like, here's the strategy. This is what we're trying to hit these beats, and think of it in that way, so you actually get a better appreciation of the thing, rather than just like, I think this is my opinion. Like, all of this is my opinion, but this is persuasive. So, I don't know, that's where I'm coming from with it. Was that enough filler? No, it was not. We're gonna keep talking. Good. The episode is not out yet. It's okay. Where would they fit the halfway point? I guess it would be this part of like nothing. Him saying they're nothing, and then is no substance with him, and then I catch, and then you just go right into, because these 3 pages I think are just reiteration of like reaction to this moment at the end of the chapter. So I think at the eye catch for B part, you can probably just go right into the flashback, and we'll see how much they add there. And he's talking, he'll have a big speech, but then they can add more. But like anywhere they can place, it's so interesting. Yeah, it's so troublesome with the way that Oda is. They're so 2 distinct pieces. All this fighting with the goons and the Straw Hats is so detached from what's going on with Noah and Hody. So it's like you could effectively place it anywhere, but you just have to, with the timing. It's just like the timing. Very interesting to see what they do. I'll be keeping a close eye on the manga here to see what they go for. But the script is going okay. I definitely go really into that, what I was just talking about with like the pragmatic. You have to think about pacing as the challenge of art with like how do you, like a composition. When I say series composition, you literally think of a canvas. You have to think of, like, if you've ever taken an art class, you have the composition of the art piece. So first you're choosing, is the canvas a rectangle? Is it a circle? Yeah, how big is that? What shape is the rectangle? There's all different sizes of rectangle. You're choosing what kind of canvas you're working with. So in manga, they're vertical pages, right? So you have to like consider the whole page, and and then you have to realize that like you can only make the page so big because it's going to be printed in magazines and in readers' hands. So the art has to be a certain size. The panels can't be too big or too it can't. Well, too big is like, well, it's the whole page, and that's fine. But it can't be too small. You can only pack in so much detail. So it's like, and then it's like, okay, so you have what amount of story do you want to tell in this page? And now you realize that like the audience is opening the magazine or opening the book, and they see 2 pages at the same time. What do you put there? And the point, like, when you turn the page, what are they going to see here? And then what are they going to see here? Right? Like that's the composition that Oda's working with. And he has, in this instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And this varies. This can fluctuate sometimes. Sometimes 15, sometimes 18, whatever. There's a little bit of flexibility there. But you're like, okay, where do I want to... I'm at a certain point in the story. How much of it do I want to tell? And at what point do I want to land it on? Like at the end of the chapter. What do I want to get to? And he wants to pack it with good stuff. He wants to pack it with reveals. He wants to pack it with action. With good jokes and stuff like that. So that's the kind of composition he's working with. And it's the same consideration with anime, especially as an adaptation. And they don't just have, they don't have pages to work with, but they have the screen size, and they have physical time. Dialogue takes up time. The way they make anime is like they do the storyboard, and they have a stopwatch, and they literally have to like kind of roughly, they're performing the lines, and they talk them out loud, and they're like, well, it takes about 5 seconds to say this line. Okay, so this will be about 5 seconds, and it gets to this point. And they're timing it so that they're like, oh shit, we're already at 20 minutes. Well, fuck. Like they have to get to a certain point. And in this instance, they're trying to get to like, they have the anime One Piece in particular has some wiggle room. So the OP, iCatch, ED, and next episode preview and whatever, they take up exactly, I don't know, fucking 18 minutes or something. I did manage to figure this out. Yes, the original anime had a 2-minute 44-second OP. Well, first it had the Toei logo, which it still has today, and then it does the OP, which in this instance was like both the OP and the ED together. And then they have this like fucking 30-second, at least in the case of Fishman, they don't do this every episode now, thank God. But like this was a way for them to stall for time too. They did 43-second like, oh, the ocean, it's very dangerous, Shinsekai. Oh, the Straw Hats are on their way. Whatever. And then they have a bunch of the recap's the most important part. Then they have the next episode, all that stuff. In this instance, it's 4 minutes 23 seconds that the episode has, out of a 23-minute 58-second episode. And now the recap's the most important because now they have about 23 minus 423. They have like 19 minutes. They have like 19 and a half minutes to fill. They can make some wiggle room with that, where it's like, okay, the episode, we want to make it under 19 minutes. If it's under 19 minutes, we're good. And if it's under 19 minutes, say it's 17 minutes. Okay, we have to make up 2 minutes somehow. The recap can be 2 minutes long. And so that they probably make, this is me guessing, speculative, they then make the recap, they cut it in a certain way, like, okay, how long does that take? We got it to like 1 minute 45 seconds. Okay, so the episode itself, we have to fill in 15 seconds somewhere. And that might be where the extra time in like, but right before the eye catch happens. They try to like make it to the eye catch or something? I don't know. And the other thing about it is the eye catch has to be like in the halfway point, within reason. It can't be longer than 15 minutes from start of the episode, so it includes the OP. It can't be that chunk, or no, it goes from end of OP to, because there's a commercial at the end of the OP. And I know this about the chapters, about the eye catch and stuff, about the length, because I do chapters for Blu-ray releases. And we have to put the chapters at like, the start of OP, end of OP, eye catch, start of ED, etc. And those chapters, the distance between chapters can't be longer than 15 minutes, within reason. And that's just a rule of thumb, because it's like, well, we skipped most of the movie or something like that. So it's like around that point, and there is some wiggle room there as well. So that wiggle room allows them to have some freedom. but for the most part, those are the beats they have to hit. So this is a series composition is an art with certain parameters. And the argument I make in the video is like, would these artists do a better job if there were no parameters at all? Like if the episode could be as any length that they want, they didn't have to put this other stuff in or whatever, would it make for a better product? Maybe, but then they wouldn't necessarily be creative choices. You know, they wouldn't necessarily be they wouldn't be choices anymore. I don't know. It wouldn't be as creative, I think. I put it a certain way in the video, whatever, in the script, but like, those allow creative choices to happen. Those parameters are a conduit for art to thrive. You know, it doesn't like, there's no time limit on a stream or a YouTube video, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's better if it's longer, right? Whereas you think of Vine. Vine was 6 seconds. You cannot go long, or 7 seconds. You can't go longer than that. So within those constraints, people were able to make really funny, interesting, excellent content. Just from that limitation. They had to consider it and everything, and the technology that they were using. And that was a medium, right? So yeah, more ranting. I like that mindset. It's something I've been trying to consider now, being a week-to-week reader and watcher, how much they're going to adapt, how much it's going to handle. Yeah. It's really exciting to me too, as someone reading One Piece weekly as well, seeing how much, like, what Oda wants to put where, and you can tell if something's a glue chapter, is what I call it. It's like it's a connective tissue. He doesn't want to get to this moment too fast. Because there's things that he needs to set up first. He doesn't want to get to this point too fast. This is good material for a chapter, but he's already got this other stuff. So he's like, okay, well, this one I can fit it with. I can get the Straw Hat, like the rest of the Straw Hats, their outfits for this arc or whatever. I can put that in. Things like that, certain interactions, whatever. He still fills each chapter with good stuff, but there are better chapters than others, and that's fine. It's just a matter of those glue chapters matter in order to make the better chapters as good as they are. Because if you just had trying to fill it with every good possible thing, it might become more of an even keel, and you might not my episodes might not be as standout, really. Oh my gosh, it's 10:03. They're late with the episode. They're totally late with the episode. Oh no. Is it coming out today? No, 19 episodes. Oh my gosh, it's probably been out this time, and my fucking thing it's just not updating. It says 19, and I only see 18. Motherfucker. It says up next, episode 19. Yeah, I have it on my phone. You gotta be kidding me. It's it is there. There it is. Oh my goodness. Holy crap, that was ugh. Well, thanks for your patience. We're gonna get going. We're gonna go on go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Sweeney! I literally it was a week break too. And then it's like, oh, not yet. Goodness, this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Hopefully y'all can't hear the audio, but I can. I don't have headphones. Trying not to at least. I'm happy they have him singing this part. Because it's like, you need to take it seriously. You can't be like, we not. Like, I don't like it. It's hard to, it's a hard part to pull off. I also like the octave, like it's a different register that they're singing in. Oh my god, we're back. We back. Let's see what they do. Got the manga. Oh, they do have the flashback. And it's because it's not a flashback, I guess. It's I don't believe they said this particular stuff. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Something went wrong, try again. Oh, everything in my... Ugh. This freaking timer's wrong. Sorry. Do I just... oh, I could probably just pause it and then... not the show, but like 28? 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, of course it resets. Well, forget it. Really great drawings of Hody. Ooh. Let's see how they're gonna do the nothing part. The color grading's really interesting. That's original. They do keep the pause. Okay, they cut back. They cut to that moment. That's interesting. Here it is. It's Roger Smith. Might end up needing to walk the plank. Ooh, yo ho ho. That's right. All right, yeah. Actually, that's a great moment from Zoro. Because he's like, yeah, I want to as well. He's like, I want to be a monster for Luffy. And he's like, yeah, same. That's an interesting way of translating it. Oh my gosh, they did cut it there. Wow. They did put the halfway point there. That's 7 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's super early. Honestly, fair. Get it out of the way. It's kind of not the most important bit. So they did it at like technically at the end of 642, but they haven't adapted everything from the first 2 chapters yet. But we're at to the king. They cut some the Brook and Usopp thing so far. They'll probably go back to it. But they're about here right now, like halfway through 643. Awesome. Yeah, there's Brook and all right, cool. Oh yeah, we get some more of the others. Yep, who cares? Yep, so they send the guys in. Huh. That's interesting. That little bit of the clash there is anime original. That one pace cut. Cool. Woo! Oh my god. Oh wait, they kept this. Oh, they didn't keep all of it though. They only kept that shot. That's great. right, Usopp and the other guy. Oh, here it is. Okay, right here. I don't know where the other bit with the king. Oh, God, there's this. It was this page. Okay, and then they did the "what else me" thing. Okay, so they're doing their alarm. They got 6 minutes. Ah! Holy crap. I think they redrew a lot of that. Some of it, like they got rid of. They didn't use any of the effect. Yeah, and that's you see, it's not a cliffhanger anymore. Interesting, they kind of repeated it because they needed the reiteration that, like, oh, that's being relayed to everyone else. Yep, they cut a lot of the establishment of him as a kid, and they just go right to this panel of Arlong right here. They had all this little bit. Sorry, they had all this bit, and then they just go right to right to Arlong right here. Yeah, yeah, they got the shot. They got the shot. Look at that. Are they gonna cut the hooded parts, I wonder? Where they wear these hoods? I think so. Yeah, that's right here. And they just go, they go right to this. Yeah, I think they cut an entire page. Yeah, I figured they would. But that's interesting, they cut specifically like this symbology. Love this track. Interesting they translate nothing to 0. There it is. Woo! No ace thing or anything, because that's not what the manga had anyway. All right. They did it. They did it. Pretty much what I was expecting, yeah. I don't think there was too much that they... It was interesting that they did cut the little hooded part of the flashback. But I don't think they really cut any of the fights all that severely. So yeah, I was I've predicted already that it's going to, this next episode is going to end covering the next 4 chapters, which is 45 to 48. And the end of 48 is Jinbei giving blood, and you gotta join my crew. That's where I think it's gonna end. You know, unless it's not 21 episodes, unless they counted Return to Sabaody as its own episodes, and they were, I don't know. But people are, you know, expecting the anime in a couple weeks, so 23 days or something, 20 days. Let's see what they got. Yep. Yeah, it's a lot of their fights and everything. Holy crap. Yeah, there's Whitebeard because of the thing. Road towards the sun. Ooh. Oh, jeer. That's nowhere close. Well, they didn't... Yeah, I mean, maybe they won't... maybe they wouldn't put that in the next episode preview. Maybe that's it. That did not give us a lot. That, I mean, that gave us the Gatling. So, okay. 6:45. Let me do this here. So you have the Whitebeard flashback, Elephant Gun, Elephant Gatling. Yeah. So we have Elephant Gatling at least. I want people's reaction to it, of course. And then Monster Point. That's 1 chapter worth. So then, yeah, so then the second chapter, 646 here, that is the episode, that is the chapter where they do the cool multiple 2-page spreads here. Boom, 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 boom. 7 in a row of just like this unrelenting finish you, finish you, finish you, finish you, finish you, finish you, finish you. Well, it's actually Wadatsubi gets 2 hits. So Jinbei gets 1, then Sanji gets 1. And then ends with Onigiri, and that's the end of volume 65. And I think that's the only 2 chapters that we got confirmed pretty much in this next episode preview. I don't think there was others, to be honest. So that's a little... I mean, I get not showing the next 2 chapters here. Wait a minute. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, so they'll finish everybody off. They're all gathered here. And like, oh, it's still falling. Yeah, and there's... Yeah, he's still... Yeah, stop moving, boat. There's a big charging thing. And then Shirahoshi stops it. And that's the... With the sea beast stopping the boat. And he collapses of blood loss. It's saved. That's it. And then this chapter, a little more resolution. Ooh, there's a little bit of Roger in this panel here. Wait a minute. There was Roger in the next episode preview. Well, let me just finish scrolling through here. Yeah, they're obviously not going to show they're defeated, you know, them being defeated and everything. I don't want to spoil it. But then, yeah. And then it's just, somebody help, he's dying of blood loss. And he remembers everybody, and he's like, I'll give my blood, and you gotta join my crew. I still think it's gonna be 2 chapters, but it's probably just that the next episode preview doesn't want to spoil all that bit. Now, just checking the flashback of this previous thing. Yeah, it's just Whitebeard. It's just Whitebeard that they show. So then this little bit of yeah, right there. This shot with sorry, I didn't even see it. This bit with Roger. He's looking up, he's like, hey, what's that voice? This is because he can hear the sea beasts. 66. Yeah, because Luffy is able to hear these sea beasts here. Oops. Humans will die on the seafloor. Oh no. Was it my imagination? What? That human with the hat seemed to notice our voices. That can't be. But it did happen once before. Yes, it did. Really? Did you hear that voice? Hear what? It's dead silent down there. Who the hell's talking out there? Mm-hmm. The ship is falling to pieces. Can it be fixed? Can it be used? I cannot say. We will need their help to fix it. But it is a different age now. Ooh. Can it be fixed? I hope so. Before the promised time arrives. Oh boy. Fun, fun. Okay. That'll be fun to get to. Well, I will go cut it there. I do still think they're going to do 4 chapters. But we'll see. A little uncertain this time around. I guess that makes it fun. Alrighty. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Yo, peace.